we're on question 22, and this is a question involving the equation of a circle. So first of all, I'm just going to write down what the general equation of a circle that is going through the origin, because importantly we are told this, and that is that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, where r is the radius. So that's the first important fact to know about this. And we're also told that the circle has a tangent which passes through these 2 points. So I'm just going to try and draw the situation. So this is, roughly speaking, we can see that this point here is minus 20, 0. So that's minus 20 on the x. And this point here is 20. And we can see we've got a tangent which touches the circle at this point. So that means there's the radius of the circle. And one of the facts that we do know is that where a radius meets a tangent, we know that the angle there is 90 degrees. And what I'm going to try and do is work out what the radius is so I can put it into this formula for the circle. And there's a few ways we could do this. We could use some coordinate geometry and try and find the gradient of this line and find where it meets the radius. But we could actually look at it from the area of a triangle point of view as well. So we can see that what we've got, looking at it from this perspective, the triangle, we can see that we know that distance is 20 and we know this distance is 10. So we know the area of a triangle is half base times height, where height is the perpendicular height. So we know the area of this triangle is going to be half times 20 times 10, and we can cancel that, and we can see that that's actually equal to 100. So that's the area of this triangle. And we could then look at it from a different perspective. We actually know that this distance here, that's the radius there, and we know that's 90 degrees. So if we used Pythagoras, first of all, in this triangle to find this length, that would actually be the base of the triangle if we looked at it from another perspective, from another sort of orientation. So we know that by Pythagoras, this length here would be the square root of the other two sides squared and added. So that's 10 squared plus 20 squared. So and if I continue in my calculation for the hypotenuse down here, what I've got is, I've got square root of 100, which is the 10 squared, plus 400, which is equal to root 500. And I'm just going to simplify that a little bit because we can use a bit of the surd knowledge that we've got. So we can say, well, that's root 100 times root 5. And so we know root 100 is just 10. So it becomes 10 root 5. So it's a bit easier in this form. And then, in case you're wondering why we're finding the areas of this, if I just draw the triangle from another perspective, so if we just draw it rotated, now what we've got, we know that this distance here is 10 root 5, which we've just calculated. And also, if I put the radius on here, so this radius here, if I put that on there and work out the area of this triangle, because it's exactly the same as this one here, the areas should be the same, and we can find a calculation for finding R. So the area of this would again be half times the base, which is 10 root 5, times by R. And I'm going to make that equal to what we found as the area when it was the other way up. So that's equal to 100. And so if I just simplify this a little bit, that becomes 5. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5 now. So I'm going to end up with root 5 R equals 100 divided by 5 is 20. divide now by the root 5. I'm going to get r is 20 over root 5. And we can write that a lot nicer if we rationalize the denominator there. So we can do that by timesing top and bottom by root 5. And if we do that, what will happen is root 5 times root 5 on the bottom ends up being 5. And then we've got the root 5 on the top. And we can simplify the 5 and the 20. So that becomes 4. So we've got that r is actually equal to 4 root 5. If we put that into the formula for our circle, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, all we need to do is replace r by this number. So we've got x squared plus y squared equals 4 root 5 all squared. And so that becomes 16 times 5 when I square the 4 to get 16 and the root 5 to get 5. X squared plus y squared equals that. And then 16 times 5 is 80. So we've got x squared plus y squared equals 80. And that is what we're asked to find in the first place. So we're asked to find the equation for C, the circle here. So I hope that's been helpful to you. And if it has, please consider subscribing to our channel and also giving the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.